Alright, hi guys, Nyesha here from Nyesha Keys, and I'm coming to you today with a tutorial of As the Deer. I'm going to be playing a very simplified version of it today. I know guys like to do a lot of reharmonizations of this one, but I like the simplified version of it, and that's the only one I can play actually. And I play it from time to time, and I think it's such a beautiful song to just play in a simple way. So I'm just going to break it down, and maybe towards the end I'll put a few options on how to sort of spice things up a little bit and explain exactly what I would do if I needed to, fill it up a bit more. But anyway, let's jump right into it. So right there, I'm in the key of E. That's the key of E, and the song starts off on a 1. Now the most important thing here is to have the right inversion. So if I start it like this, it doesn't really quite sound right. You want it so that the highest note you have there is the melody line, which in this case, so that's the right E to play there, right? So starts on a 1. So you can play a 7, which is this, and you can play in a 5 in your right hand. So it's a 5 over 7, right? So as you can see, I'm doubling up here. I could play it like this. Alright, if you want to clean it up, if you don't want too much there, but I like having it like that. Alright, so here I have a C sharp minor 7th, but essentially I want to go to a 6, right? So you can play it like this if you want it to be simple. So that's it. That's just a normal C sharp minor. I'll talk about the 7ths and adding stuff a bit later. Right? There we go. So here the melody really goes almost as if it's doing a B7 here, because the chord is a B, right? So it's a B dominant 7, right? So right, so you can see I'm filling up the gaps with the melody. So that's an A there, simple chord, just a triad there, a version which has the. So I played the suspended chord there. So that's an E suspended 4. And then you can play a 1. Right? Then I'm gonna walk up. So here I'm trying to get to that, back to that note here. Right, so I'm gonna do thirds. Right. That's in a 4, 5. Then you land on a 1. Let's do the chorus bit. So I just did a walk up, right, to get to that 1, right? I'm talking about 1 here, right? And here I'm going starting on a 6 for the chorus. And then I can do a walk down from 6-5-4. Or I could actually play the chords, right? Or in this case, you play a C sharp minor. That's an E. I'm just playing triads here. That's this F sharp minor. Okay, you can play an F sharp major actually. I want this here to be here. Or you play, right? This chord here sort of makes the song, so I don't usually change it. I just play something like that, which is basically, when I break it down, essentially this is what I want to play, right? A G sharp second, right? Right, so I'll do that again. Here's a simple version of the chord, and you have that effect. You've got that tension here, and then you've got the important notes there, 2, 3, and we'll finish off. That's it. C sharp minor, simple, and then that's what I did there. Is that what I did? There we go. That's what I did. So that's a suspended, A suspended second, A sus2 over So now let's talk about adding a few things. Right, what can you add to bring a bit more tension? So both music, I believe, is all about just like tension and release and tension and release. Sometimes when you have a bit more tension, it gives you a bit more room to play with. So what I'll do is I'll probably do same as before. So I like putting that as a sweet sound there. Instead of having, you probably want to just roll in your chord, and then when I do that, I'm making it a suspended, right? So now I'm changing the chord. That is a bit more tension then. That's a nice major second, major third. But if I make it a second here, so by suspending it, a bit more tension there. So and then if I keep that there, right, it's almost as if I'm bringing that major seventh interval with the E, right? Right. So if I play it like this, you can see that major seventh, right? Right. So all right. So what I'm playing here, now I'm playing a C sharp minor seventh. Right? You could play the whole C sharp minor 7. You could actually increase the number of notes to make it nice and big. Right? That's too much. I'll probably just play something like this if I wanted more, but for me this is clean enough for me. Right? So still, even though the chords are now slightly bigger, I'm still having my melody there, right? There we go. So here I would play this chord here, which is actually in E major, but I'm playing this sixth here, right? Right, so that it becomes almost like a C sharp minor 7 inverted, right? And that's over the A. Why does that work? So that works because C sharp is the 3 of A, right? So it becomes an extension, right? And it becomes like a ninth, right? You can see that, because I've got 1, I've got 3, right? That's 3 here, and then I've got 5, and I've got 7, and I've got 9, so it becomes a 9th. But you don't even have to think of it as a 9. You can just think of it as an E, or in a C sharp minor 7th over A, or I like to think about it as an E over A, and then I just add that 6. So and the reason this works is because I'm looking for this melody. Now that's a 1, right? Now I can do that another C sharp minor 7th, right? right? Sorry, you can do it dominant 7 there. So sometimes you wanna lose the melody. It can be too much, right? It depends on how much tension you wanna have, as I said, right? These are all options, right? So I like doing this so that it doesn't resolve, right? Because if you go and resolve straight away, it can be too much. It can be too satisfying. So sometimes you want to, again, if you want to introduce tension, you probably don't want it to resolve, because resolving releases all the tension that you've built. So I like to end on a, and then it resolves. And that's if that's if I'm lucky, right? Right, again, C sharp minor 7. Some people might want to lose the melody there and have it as a 9th, right? For me, I think the melody is so important, I can't lose it. So what options do we have here? Right, so what I did there, I kept the E, so that I've got a B basically in an E major 7th, right? But this adds an interesting voicing there, because it's not in the key, or it's not even a note of E. The reason I'm talking about E is because I'm playing an E major 7th here, but if I add this here, it gives a very interesting sound, right? So, and then you could play on this, you could actually play that C sharp minor 7th, right? Oh, this is not really a C sharp minor 7th. This is actually just an A. But I'm thinking of it as a C sharp minor 7th because I could play it like this. Ooh. There we go. So there we go, that's C sharp minor. If you want, you can add that 7 there. But I wouldn't do that. I want to keep it open. Right? Right? Or here you can play it, obviously you can play it as a minor 7th. So now I'm just adding 7th. Here I just added I just added this, right? So you can add a bit of that as well, right? But I don't know if I would do that even, right? So I'm just showing you some options I could think about. So let's try that. Alright. Okay. There we go. V4. And then towards the end, if you've got so much tension you've built, right, I tend to release it by going simple, right? So because now I've laid a platform where even if I play these nice melodies, I've built enough tension. So I think music is more about storytelling, and I think a lot of times as keyboard players we don't look at it as that. It's about storytelling and taking people through a journey, and it's not just about throwing big chords everywhere and just, it's really about what I'm trying to achieve, So now again, Alright, so that's a little bit, I didn't want this tutorial to be this long, but I'm really glad that we got to talk about a few of these concepts, especially about the approach we take sometimes when playing songs. So I want to just think about, what am I trying to achieve, right? Am I just trying to play the biggest chords I know in the world? Or am I really actually just trying to create an atmosphere and create there are some other chords that are really like tiny, like this voicing of a ninth is so good. Sometimes it's not always about the biggest chord, yeah? One thing I should tip I should give you on that 7 there, avoid playing that, and it's for me it's a mistake I make all the time, right? So when I'm playing a 7, so sometimes I play that, right? And that doesn't really, I hate playing that. It could bring tension I want, if that's what I want, but for the most part you want it to be clean, right? So just be careful of that. Yeah, that comes in because usually when we play 1-5, right, I'm used to the fact that the 5 of this is that, but actually you don't want to play a fifth. You actually want to play like almost like a sharp 5 because you're on the 7, right? Because a 7 generally is almost like a diminished chord, right? I'm not going to go into that. Just be careful with that note, right? Alright, have a good one, guys. Nyasha here from Nyasha Keys signing out.